We're good.
Hello and welcome to the beautiful Bailey Center Auditorium on the grounds of Wallace State College in Hanceville. Thank you to our gracious host, Wallace State College and Dr. Vicki Karlowicz. The 2025 Tribune Debate Series and Question and Answer Forums continues today with the municipal elections, more specifically the Good Hope and Beaumont municipal elections. These events are designed to give the public more unfiltered answers without the questions ahead of time, direct comparisons, and meaningful conversation. Now we shift our focus to the candidates running for mayor of Good Hope. Both Jerry Bartlett and Larry Krill are present today to answer questions voters and residents would like to know. The Tribune works hard to reach all candidates, and we are glad that both have joined us today. With all that being said, let's get to the rules. No electronic devices permitted. Questions will alternate, so no candidate will answer first or last more than the other. Opening statement is limited to 60 seconds and may be prepared. Time allotted per question will be 2 minutes. Closing statement is limited to 90 seconds and must be spoken without notes. One rebuttal per question, but only if the candidate calls out the other, and it is set for 45 seconds. Facts only, no accusations without proof. This will allocate additional time to your opponent. Voters deserve substance over slogans. Talking points aren't enough, so let's begin. Mr. Krill, would you like to give your opening statement?
Good afternoon. I'm Larry Krill, candidate for mayor of Good Hope. My wife Janet and I live here along with our 2 daughters, son-in-law, 2 grandchildren. I bring over 40 years of experience in water, roads, wastewater design, construction, inspection, and maintenance. I've managed $6 million budgets and overseen 24/7 operations for 21 municipalities and counties, working on projects funded by agencies like EPA, ADEM, ADECA, and CDBG. I entered this race to give the citizens a stronger voice, maintain steady growth, and preserve our small town family atmosphere. As mayor, I'll focus on improving infrastructure, maintaining what we have, and ensuring transparency in local government. Good Hope is a great place to live, and together we can make it even greater. I humbly ask for your vote on Tuesday, August 26th. Thank you to Wallace State for hosting, the Cullman Tribune for organizing, and all of you for being here and those watching online.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Bartlett, would you like to give your opening statement?
Yeah, thank you, Noah. My name's Mayor Jerry Bartlett, and I'm with the City of Good Hope. I have been living in Good Hope for 33 years. I started teaching at Good Hope when I was 23 years old, and I taught there for 28 years. I taught a little bit of everything. Good Hope was a 2A school back then, and we had to do a little everything from coaching every sport to announcing the football games. Me and Johnny Thornton used to announce the football games. When I retired from that, I did a lot of other things, but then when I decided to get into city government, I ran for a spot, was place 4, which is community service. And that was about 17 years ago, and during that years, the first years that I was there in community service, place 4, we started several community projects, which are all still going to this day. The Back to School Bash, we give tons and tons of prizes to the teachers and the students. It cost our
Time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So once it goes a few seconds over, I will call time. All right, Mr. Krill, we're going to start with you on the question and answers. First,
I thought we had 2 minutes.
1 minute.
Oh.
1 minute.
Okay.
Yes, 1 minute. Mr. Krill, first question, vision and priorities. If elected, what are the top 3 priorities you would pursue in your first year as mayor?
I think we need more family-oriented businesses to Good Hope. I think we have a little bit of shortage in restaurants. I know that we need a grocery store, or maybe a small grocery store or something like that. I would like to see that brought to Good Hope. And one thing that my mind's been wondering on, is Good Hope has been here since 1962, as far as incorporated. We still don't have a public library, and I think that's something that we need to look at.
All right, thank you, sir. And Mr. Bartlett, same question. If elected, what are the top 3 priorities you would pursue in your first year as mayor?
Okay, the first one, and we're already pursuing it, is the bridge at 304. We have been doing engineering, we've been doing road studies, we've been doing traffic counts. We're going to the fly-in in to Washington, September the 15th with the Coleman delegation. And we want to try to tell Senator Tuberville and Congressman Adderholt, we're trying to get money from them so that we can find out how much that we're going to have to put in to get that bridge redone and get the on and off ramps redone. It's been a priority of ours for a long time. So when we find out what the federal is willing to help us with, then we're going to go to Montgomery and we're going to see how much they will put in, and then we're going to try to figure out what kind of bond or whatever we have to do to get it done. That's been a priority of ours for a long time. And the other one is we don't have any place to have industrial. So we've got one industrial park, and that's AgCorp. We have annexed, in the last couple of sessions that we've had, we have annexed 220 acres. And there's going to be 100 acres of it that's over on 490 that's going to be just for an industrial park. We're going to have 100 plus acres. This is right on the interstate. It's going to be visible to everybody. We did not spot annex that. We did it, we touched and we jumped the interstate right there by the rest area. So we're excited about that. We need to have some industry that when our kids go to school and come back, we got a place for them to work. We want to, supply them a place to live. That's another one of our priorities, is to have housing. And we've got a couple of subdivisions started. We've got a project where we're going to have 53 apartment buildings that's going to supply a lot of need that we have for housing.
All right, we move to our second question. Mr. Bartlett, we'll start with you. This is on leadership style. How would you best describe your leadership approach, and how would it differ from a current administration or a new administration?
Well, Good Hope has a strong city council, and the way we govern, we don't fuss and fight, and we get stuff done. We talk about it, we don't always agree, but in the end, we want to move Good Hope forward. So we talk about things. We listen to everybody. Everybody has a say-so, and then somebody says, let's vote on it, and we vote on it. And that's what we do. I lead by listening, and our council listens, and they react, and we bring stuff to them. People come to us. They want to bring something in. They want to bring a business in. They want to do something, and they tell us. We tell the council, and the council helps make the decision. This is not a mayor runs the city of Good Hope deal. I promise you that. This takes a whole team. I have a great team in the office. Our city clerks, I think, do a fantastic job. I think our workers on the street, I love them. I think they're great because people tell me they are. And we have a guy picking up trash every day in Good Hope, and people tell me, we notice that. So we keep it clean, and we work with each other, and we try to make Good Hope better.
Thank you, sir, for that response. Mr. Krill, same question. How would you describe your leadership approach, and how would it differ from the current administration?
I think that we, myself, the council and all, we need to listen to the people of Good Hope. We need to hear what they're saying. We need to engage them, bring their ideas to the table, and we need to talk about those. I think right now they're not getting responded to. They're not being listened to like they should. I've talked to a lot of people in Good Hope, and they feel like they've lost their voice in Good Hope. So my style would be to listen to those people and bring their ideas to the table.
All right. Thank you, sir, for that answer. All right, Mr. Krill, we'll stay with you on this next question. It is budget and fiscal responsibility. The mayor sets the tone for the city's financial priorities. How would you balance the need for growth with keeping taxes and spending under control?
A city needs to grow, but you have to balance that with other needs, the needs of the people. Bringing businesses in, that's great. As long as, family-oriented businesses, that's what I'd like to see. I think that's what the people of Good Hope would like to see. And as far as spending, we could keep that spending to a smaller scale while we're building our budget. It would be great. But I think that, sometimes we get into spending money just because we've got money. I don't believe in that. I think there's a time to spend. Of course, safety first. You want to prioritize that. And then everything else would fall under that. But that's...
All right. Thank you, sir, for that response.
Would you repeat that question?
Yes, sir. Budget and fiscal responsibility. The mayor sets the tone for the city's financial priorities. How would you balance the need for growth with keeping taxes and spending under control?
Well, there's people in our city that they don't want another house to go up in Good Hope ever. They want it to be like it was in 1962 when they were incorporated. They don't want people around them. They don't want businesses around them. But overall, we have to grow. Our schools are graduating kids by the hundreds. Now, they go off to college or they go to trade school or whatever, but eventually they're going to go to work and they want to raise a family. If you don't supply them somewhere to work, and if you don't supply them somewhere to live, then they got to go to Birmingham, they got to go to Hanceville, they got to move off. So as we are able to put industry here and housing, we can have a place for them to work and have a place for them to live and have them a place to come back and raise their kids in Good Hope, just like they were raised. And that's what we're trying to accomplish. And it's a juggling act because you can't make everybody happy. So what you have to do is just try to control the growth, control what comes in, and that becomes a council problem too. We have to listen, have public hearings, and people tell us what they don't like and do like, but in the end, we're going to grow. And it's going to bring problems, and we just have to deal with them as we go.
Thank you, sir, for that reply. That kind of actually leads us to our next question. We'll stay with you, Mr. Bartlett. It involves economic development. What is your plan to attract new businesses and jobs to Good Hope while supporting the ones you already have?
Well, we don't want another place that sells boots to compete against Jack's Western Wear because, you know, they do a great job. So we would like to balance what we have. We don't want to try to hurt the businesses that we have. But, you know, a lot of this we don't control. If a business finds a piece of land and it's zoned for business that it's okay, it fits the zoning, and they come in and they purchase it, you know, then we have to make the best of the situation. You can't have total control and say, no, we don't want you. Yeah, but I've already bought my land. So a lot of these, when you see stuff on Facebook, why didn't you got this, but why didn't you get that? A lot of things like that we do not have control over. So we just have to kind of make the best of it as we go.
Thank you, sir, for that reply. Mr. Krill, the same question with economic development. What is your plan to attract new businesses and jobs to Good Hope while supporting the ones who are already there?
There again, when people come to you and they want to bring a business in, I don't think we need to kick them to the curb as such. If it's in a good location, it's not going to affect another business that's doing the same type of business. I think we ought to allow that. You know, if it fits the style where we can. But we just have to go out and try to attract those businesses to come in to Good Hope. I think Good Hope is a good place to live, work, play, and do business. So the businesses want to come here. And I think we ought to look at each one of them and not just kick them to the curb because they have something that you don't want, or maybe the cash register doesn't ring 24/7. That's it.
All right, thank you, sir, for that answer. And we'll stay with you, Mr. Krill. That kind of leads into our next question, which is quality of life. What steps would you take to make Good Hope a more attractive place for families to live, work, and stay long term?
Well, we have a good school system. People will come here, they want to go to school, bring their kids to school here. And we do have parks. Got the new park there, the Red Park. That's a nice attraction now. We need to finish that and maybe add some other things to it. I think that Good Hope probably, I think the people would probably want to look at maybe putting a municipal pool in addition to, Ms. Eller spoke about the adding the water feature, but I think we need to look at probably something in the, putting in a municipal pool that would be attractive. Yeah, like I mentioned before, I think a library, I think we probably need to look at that. We support the schools and stuff, so that would just complement that, supporting the schools. I really believe we need one here in Good Hope.
Thank you, sir, for that response. Mr. Bartlett, same question, quality of life. What steps would you take to make Good Hope a more attractive place for families to live, work, and stay long term?
Okay, we just did that a year or two back. We bought 33 acres that joins our municipal park now, and we've been putting money in it as we can, and we've added pickleball, we've added basketball, we've added a playground, a very nice playground. I have people telling me that they come from way over out of the county. They come from way over around Jones Chapel. They come here just for our park. So with subdivisions that we have that are building up in Good Hope, we want to have one of the nicest parks that we can have in Coleman County. We do want a splash pad. We don't want a municipal pool because Hanceville's trying to get rid of theirs. Coleman's got rid of theirs. You know, they hadn't got rid of their inside pool at the aquatic center, but having a pool, there's a lot to it. We've talked with the council, and we've decided that we would like to have a very, very nice splash pad. You know, we've just added a bunch of trails. We're gonna kind of pull the mountain down and add more trails that we can run cross country on. We've just added the disc golf. So we want to make this a very, very good park, and we're gonna put every nickel we can into it. But what we've done is we have not earmarked, but we've kind of set aside that if we get a hotel, then we get the 4% lodging tax, and we're going to take that 4% and we're going to put it into our park, which if we got a couple of hotels, man, we could really make our parks really shine sooner than later. So that's kind of what we're looking at. We need some hotels, and we also would love to have restaurants, and they go hand in hand. When you have hotels and you have people staying in hotels, they're gonna need restaurants in order for those people that stay there to go. So once you get one, you get one hotel, you're probably gonna have 2 or 3 restaurants, nice restaurants that are gonna spring up. And we're putting the word out, and we're going after hotels.
Thank you, sir, for that response. And Mr. Bartlett, we'll stay with you. This is on intergovernmental relations. As mayor, how would you work with Coleman County officials, neighboring municipalities, and state leaders to benefit Good Hope?
Well, just like we go federally, we go. Last time we went to D.C., we brought back a grant from Mr. Adderholt for just under $1 million to Light 305. And we also got a grant for $1.3 million to build a storm shelter / community event center. Tomorrow at 10 o'clock, we're having our pre-construction meeting to build that senior community center / 300-person storm shelter. So it's been a long time coming, hasn't it, Greg? But we're going to get it started tomorrow. So going and asking, all they can say is no. So we brought back 1.3, and we brought back right under $1 million, and now we're going back up there, and we've spent a lot of money with all the details to show them what we need, the traffic studies, everything, so we can get this bridge done. We've worked with Coleman City. We had a project where AgCorp's on the right, their subdivision's on the left, so we split the cost of paving the road. So that's working with each other. And we've got a good track record. We're working with Woody, and he's helped us, and we've helped him, and we appreciate all they help us do.
Thank you, sir, for that response. Mr. Creel, we'll move to you. Same question, intergovernmental relations. As mayor, how would you work with Coleman County officials, neighboring municipalities, and state leaders to benefit Good Hope?
Well, I agree with Jerry on the fact that we need to go after all the grant money you can. Grant money's good. Bond money, not so good. But I would go meet with them, talk about projects, try to join in where I could with them, and where it would benefit the people of Good Hope, and it'd just be on a project by project basis. But I don't have a problem with working with other municipalities or governments.
Thank you, sir, for that response. Mr. Creel, we'll stay with you. This goes to public safety and emergency preparedness. What specific measures would you take to ensure the safety of Good Hope residents as the city grows?
Well, you'd have to work closely with the EMA and fire departments and such as that. Meet with them on a regular basis and talk about things that would affect all the people of Good Hope. We want our citizens to come first, and I would work with those agencies to do that.
Thank you, sir, for that response. Mr. Bartlett, same question, public safety and emergency preparedness. What specific measures would you take to ensure the safety of Good Hope residents as the city grows?
The two main problems that we have in Good Hope, one of the main problems is we're low, and tons of water comes through Good Hope. So we have water problems. We have flash flood problems. We also have tornado problems. The council has this is going to be the third storm shelters that we've got. So we are constantly trying to upgrade our storm shelters. Tomorrow we're building one. It's going to be, nobody's going to have one like this. This is going to be our senior center. We're just putting a little kitchenette in there and a place for them to meet. But when a storm comes, we have to turn that thing into a 300-person storm shelter. And everything else, we can have meetings in it, we can have anything, but it turns into a storm shelter. So another problem we have is these daggum sirens. We spend the money on these sirens, and they go out, and I think we spent $6,000 or $7,000, and they lasted 2 years. Well, we've got some people coming in the next few days, and we've got a meeting with them, and they say they've got a new state-of-the-art type siren that's going to cost us maybe $25,000. Well, when you start spending $6,000 or $7,000 and it lasts 2 years, it might be time to look at something a little bit different. So hopefully they've come up with something. People have got it patented in Louisiana, and they're going to come and show us what we can add. So we're always thinking about safety, and I know we could do it on our phone, but our senior citizens, they expect to hear that siren. So we're gonna try to come up with something that's not so costly and so much to maintain.
Thank you, sir, for that response. And we will stay with you. Is that correct? Yes. Yes. I'm sorry, I lost track of where it was. Mr. Bartlett, transparency and accountability. How will you keep citizens informed, and what systems would you implement to make city government more transparent?
Well, laws make it where you have to do things. We have to have public hearings on certain situations. After we have a council meeting, our clerks, they post it on our Facebook page. If we was to have an annexation or a change of a zone, we have to send certified letters to everybody that it affects. So we cannot go out and get them by the hand and bring them to the council meeting, but we try to leave the council meetings open and inviting, and write down and put it on Facebook what's going on, and hopefully make them, aware of what's going on. But we don't try to hide anything. We keep everything on the table. They're welcome. We have work sessions, and they're welcome to come in. We even have food, and we offer it to them when they come in.
Thank you, sir, for that response. Mr. Krill, same question. Transparency and accountability. How will you keep citizens informed, and what systems would you implement to make city government more transparent?
I think we need to put more on the city's website, posted and such. But we've got a lot of citizens in Good Hope that they don't do the internet. They're older than me. And I don't know, they still read print newspapers. So it might be that we need to start probably a newsletter or something put out with the things that have transpired, maybe once a month, every couple of council meetings, so they can be informed, because a lot of people they don't know what's going on the way after it happens. And I think that would be a good idea, is to start a newsletter at some interval.
Thank you, sir, for that response. And now we'll stay with you, Mr. Krill, on growth and identity. Some residents fear rapid growth could change the character of Good Hope. How would you balance development pressures with preserving the city's small town?
Rapid growth can be bad sometimes if the infrastructure is not there and you try to do the infrastructure last. I think we need to do our infrastructure first and then come with the growth. If we don't, we've got major problems. Somebody's going to have to take care of it, whether it be your roads, sewers, or whatever. And I think some of that is beginning to show up, and it may be because we've got a lot of growth around us, from Hanceville, Decatur, and stuff is bleeding down this way. Space and Rocket Center stuff going on up there, the Space Force and stuff. People are looking for places to live, but we don't want to get too fast for ourselves. I think we need to look at the infrastructure more.
Thank you, sir, for that response. Mr. Bartlett, same question, growth and identity. Some residents fear rapid growth could change the character of Good Hope. How would you balance development pressures with preserving the city's small town feel?
Well, we annexed some land on 490, which in order to have industrial park. And now that gives us 3 exits that we can be accessed. So by having 3 different access areas, it's going to allow more people to be able to use that and exit there. But when you have property that has 3 exits, you're going to have people wanting to come and live there because it's convenient. We're 50 miles from Huntsville, 50 miles from Birmingham, 35, 40 miles from Madison, and there's lots and lots of jobs there. And so these people don't want to live in all that rat race, so they want to come here. But growth, our school, when I started teaching was a 2A, now we're, a 5A. And we may before long be a 6A. We're 4A or 5A. I think we're right at a 5A. So it's a problem that we're going to have to continue to deal with. Whether you don't want growth or you do want growth, you're going to get growth because where we are.
Thank you, sir, for that response. And Mr. Bartlett, we'll stay with you on this next question. It's a legacy question. If you were to serve as full term as mayor, what one achievement would you most want to be remembered for?
Getting the 304 interchange fixed, where we got 3 lanes that go across there, and people that are turning left to go south on the interstate wouldn't have to sit. The traffic going to the Good Hope School wouldn't have to sit there and wait and wait and wait. I just think it would be a great accomplishment. That old bridge shaking every time somebody goes across it. It's been that way forever. It's a bottleneck. When school lets out, when Daystar Church lets out, it creates a bottleneck. And we've been talking about it for 20 years. 20 years ago, it would cost, we might could have got it done for $15 $15 million or so. Now we're talking $30 million to get this thing fixed. So the longer we go, projects keep getting put ahead of it. And if we don't go to the federal level and start talking about it and get on the agenda and put it out there every year, then we're probably never going to get it. So we keep thinking, oh, they're going to widen the interstate and it's going to be 3 lanes all the way to Tennessee and 3 lanes back. And when that happens, they're going to have to do something to our bridge. Well, we've been thinking that for 20 years. So we can sit on our hands and keep hoping that the state will come do it for us, but we got to be proactive, and that's what we're going to try to do. And that's what I'd love to be known for. Bartlett got this bridge done.
Thank you, sir, for that response. Mr. Krill, the same question. If you were to serve a full term as mayor, what one achievement would you most want to be remembered for?
I guess I'd like to be the guy that the citizens of Good Hope remembered as keeping the small town atmosphere going, bringing in businesses that were family friendly, family oriented. And I agree on that bridge. All my life it's been like that. But that would be great to finish that as well. I don't want to copy what he's saying, but that is a bad sticking point.
Thank you, sir, for your response. We only have 2 questions left. We have one from the audience. Mr. Krill, we'll go with you first. Has either candidate ever faced a felony charge?
That's an amazing question you got. Yes, I have. Faced it, living with it right now. I don't have enough time allotted to answer that completely, but I'm going to answer it truthfully. Yes, I have. And it was a federal felony charge, and I had to plead guilty to shake myself loose from a lot of people that were involved in things that I had no knowledge of. And I pled guilty to that. It was a $500 anniversary present that was given to me by a superintendent from a construction company we'd done business with when I worked for Jefferson County Environmental Services. So that's been a punching bag here since I've started running. Now, I could have sat quietly by after I moved to Good Hope, and probably nobody would have ever known that. But I got to dealing with things in Good Hope and looking at what was needed in Good Hope, and it would have been really selfish of me to stay back in the shadows and not step forward. I knew this was going to come up. But if anybody would like to ask me about it one-on-one, I'm going to run out of time here, but I'd be happy to answer it in full. But yes, I did have that charge, and I paid for it, paid a heavy price for it, in my opinion. There were people involved above me and such that did 8+ years in prison. And I had 12 months probation, $3,500 fine, and such as that. I was the only one out of that whole group that did not lose the ability to work with the federal government, state government, and such as far as funding and things. I never lost that ability. I didn't lose my job. So yes, that's my answer to it. It was specifically for me. I'm not so sure about Mr. Bartlett, but If I had it to do over again, if I could go back and change it, yes, I would. I didn't feel like I'd done anything wrong when I accepted that gift. And I know in the state, they will tell you, oh, you can accept $25 a day. That may be so under state law, but not federal law. And they do not have to prove that you gave anything in return. So if you've ever used any federal money and you've had anybody to ever work on your place or give you something, a golf club, a rod and reel, it doesn't matter. It's called things of value. And if you accept it, you can be prosecuted for it. I was not aware of that and did get caught up in it. That was in a 30-year career, the feds came in and dug into that my whole life, and that's all they found. And they thought that I had information on other people, which I did not, and they knew that in the end.
Thank you, sir, for being open and honest and transparent with your answer. Again, that was a audience question. Mr. Bartlett, same question.
No.
No. Mr. Bartlett, we'll stay with you. Are you happy with the Coleman County Sheriff's Office's services? And what is the amount paid to the Coleman County Sheriff's Office for patrol and housing of inmates yearly for Good Hope?
We don't pay for housing of inmates. If I'm not mistaken, now Christy and them, we all sign a contract every year with Coleman County Sheriff's Department. And the last time I remember looking at it, it was somewhere around $40,000 to $50,000. We have one deputy, and they supply the car. We may pay the insurance on it. And since we went wet, our DUIs haven't went up. Nothing has really changed. We haven't had to have an extra, but we might. As statistics change, and if we need another deputy, down the line as we grow, I'm sure we're probably going to have to. And right now, they kind of work back and forth with Dodge City. If Dodge City's off, they talk to our deputy, and they fill in for each other. We're so close to Coleman County anyway. We have lots of access to officers within just a matter of minutes anyway. So we've had no problem. We didn't want to have a judge. We didn't want to have a prosecutor. We didn't want to have jail. We didn't want to have multiple cars. It almost bankrupted Good Hope several years ago when we had all that. So we're very happy with Coleman County, and we'll continue with Coleman County. And worst case scenario, we'll add a deputy or two on top of what we have.
Thank you, sir, for that answer. Mr. Krill, same question. Are you happy with the Coleman County Sheriff's Office services? And what is the amount paid to Coleman County Sheriff's Office for patrol and housing of Good Hope inmates yearly?
The last part of your question, I have no idea how much they pay, but yes, I'm happy with Coleman County Sheriff taking, charge of Good Hope. I don't see a problem with that.
All right. Well, that ends our debate for today. I would like to thank you both for coming and speaking. We're going to get to your closing statements now. Mr. Bartlett will let you go first, and Mr. Krill will let you close.
I appreciate everybody being here, and I appreciate Dr. Karlowicz inviting us here and letting us use the auditorium. I appreciate y'all, appreciate the Tribune. Thank y'all for what you do. A lot of people work and wouldn't be able to do this, but they can go back and look online and they can find it and listen to it. When I took over as being mayor, the budget was like $960,000 Today, our budget is $3.4 million. So if you look around Good Hope, obviously you can see that we must be doing something right. We're growing. And I hope we're growing right. We're growing our parks. We're supplying places for people to play. We're keeping our roads. I mean, when you got 33 miles of roadway, you know, there's going to be years where one road's not going to be up to snuff with the other roads. But we try to do, you know, 4 or 5 miles of roads each year so that we just don't get behind. And in some of our subdivisions, you know, they go a little bit longer because they're building out the back of the subdivision, and you don't want to, you know, put the final coat of asphalt, you know, just to be torn up. So I've been here, I've watched it grow. We support our schools. We give $44,000 worth of money to the schools, from $14,000 to the high school, and all the other schools get $5,000 each. We put we put $15,000 of money in a pot, and this has worked so good. We have a board made up of 2 council members and 2 of the principals and our school board member, Carrie Neighbors, and they have to write out an application and say what they want to use this. It's a teacher grant program. Some of them use furniture in their school. They use all kind of stuff.
Thank you for your answer, sir. Mr. Krill, you'll have 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Same.
I came to Good Hope when I retired. Brought my wife, both daughters here. I built 3 houses for us because I like Good Hope. I visited my uncle often here as a child. Later on in my teenage years, I worked, me and my dad, hauling fertilizer and stuff up here to the farmers. Good Hope's always been a good place. I would like to make it better. And if given that opportunity, if y'all see fit, a week from today, I'll be able to do that. You haven't voted for a mayor in a long time. And now you have opportunity to choose. So with that said, I humbly ask for your vote next Tuesday so that together, me, the council, and all the citizens of Good Hope can make this a better place. I appreciate Wallace State for holding this, and Coleman Tribune. And Tuesday, please go out and vote for me. Wednesday is when Jerry's running.
It's the other way around.
Thank you for your remarks. Thank you for that joke at the end. I like that. I would like to thank Mr. Krill and Mr. Bartlett both for showing up. It's kind of hard to get up on the stage and answer questions, especially in a debate format. We would also like to thank our audience here at Wallace State. We'd also like to thank our audience watching at home. And we are finished with the mayoral debate for Good Hope. And in just a few minutes, we will begin the Vinemont question and answer with Shirley Arnett. But for then, we are done for now. So thank you both, and thank you all for coming.